is Thursday, March 12th. Everybody around me is giggling, so you know where that came from. I'm Elke Martin, your host, and my first guest is Cody Burns, our finance director. Good morning, Cody.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. It's Thursday, so can't be too bad.
That's true. I remember those days when I worked. Yeah, Thursday. It's very close to Friday.
Very close.
Yeah.
Friday's Eve, as I like to call it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh. And you have any news for us? Do you even have time to think about finance these days with everything going on with the virus?
Yeah, only a little bit. So, we did have a good February. We just got our numbers, so more to come on that at Coffee with Execs on Monday. But good February. So we had a good January, a good February, at or better than planned. So looking forward to continuing that throughout the year. Mm-hmm. But yeah, most of my time these last couple weeks have been spent on the preparedness for the COVID-19. And just working with the team to make sure that we've got everything in the right place and we've got all the people doing what we need them to do, and making sure that we're as knowledgeable on what's going on, not just in Green Spring, but outside of Green Spring as well.
Right. Do you see any particular financial impacts yet?
Not yet. We have put into place some cost tracking measures, specifically to things that are directly related to the COVID-19 preparedness and prevention that we have going on campus, the extra cleanings, the extra staff that we may need to bring in to help with the cleanings and the care of our residents. So we have a tracking mechanism for that in our system now in place. And so I'm just working with the team to make sure that they're putting all the costs in the right place. And, within the next few months, we'll know kind of what the full financial impact will be. I can say we will probably see some increased costs just from a cleaning perspective, at least from the get-go, with the extra cleaning. And then depending upon how the COVID-19 progresses, in the area, and then if God forbid it happens to progress into the community, knock on wood, what additional costs might be incurred with extra staff and stuff like that.
All the printing of the menus every day. I see that we get paper menus. I'm sure over time that adds up.
Yep, and we'll be tracking that cost as well. It's not a huge cost, but it does, day by day incrementally get larger, and so we will be tracking all those costs. And I look forward to getting a sense of the impact of what this is causing.
Have you talked to sales? I noticed that the big sales expo was canceled, and other sales events are either not as big or not happening at all. So that may have an impact. Maybe it's too early to say.
I think it's a little too early to say. We did cancel the expo, the large event that we have every year, but we still had a few people come on campus and take individual tours and stuff like that, and they were able to sell some apartments. So
good, yeah.
I think the large events, and David can correct me whenever he's on Village in Motion next, but the large events are great to kind of build that pipeline. But the folks that are really going to start moving in are going to reach out to us and work with the sales team. So hopefully I'm right in saying that. And some of the smaller events, the more intimate things, where we're still screening those coming on campus, but still able to get in front of them and show them what we have to offer. And they are biting. So
well, that makes sense.
As of right now, we haven't seen too much of a slow, but again, depending upon the housing market and what happens with that and stuff, we may see a small decline, but I know the sales team is pushing through. So
and that makes sense. The closer you get to being really serious about making that big change in your life, the more it has to be on a one-on-one.
Correct.
Yeah. Actually, since I have you here, I have a question. I think that is a question for you. And that came out of a situation that I experienced recently as an observer.
Okay.
A friend of mine has, or had now, a mother living here, and everything was fine, and then the mother declined, and then the mother died. And so my friend was here to empty out the apartment, and when you lose someone, particularly if it's your mother, somebody close, you are distraught and all that. So I think it was on the 12th of a month.
Okay.
And so my friend went down to the cafe or somewhere to get dinner, and they said, no, you can't. Account is closed. And she was shocked and in disbelief and all that. And so nobody so far has been able to explain to me, because the mother, of course, has paid for the month, right? The 20 or 30 meals or whatever she had, which I'm sure on the 12th of the month were not all eaten up yet. So,
yeah, so with that, when someone passes away, their food account gets shut down immediately. Once the finance team and the dining team are made aware of someone who's passed away. What happens from that moment on, from the billing, while they have been charged for that full month, as soon as that day starts, they will be receiving credits. That non-occupancy credit going forward until everything is fully closed out and the 90-day billing is up. So, but the meal plans do shut down immediately once someone moves out or passes away.
And what is the reason? I mean, the scenario that I laid out for you, you can imagine how hard that is a situation for someone when you know, and you've probably been sitting in that apartment with the person who's dying for, I don't know, a day or longer, and haven't been thinking about food at all. So then it's over, so you need something to eat, and then people don't give you something to eat.
Well, it's not that we won't give you something to eat, it's just who's paying for it, right? And so when someone passes away, we pretty much shut down their whole account, and that's to help protect the residents' assets and the residents' account here at Green Spring, because once someone passes away, a power of attorney is no longer viable, and so we need to make sure that we verify that it's either the executor of the will, which a certificate of qualification from the probate courts at the state level would let us know that, or if there's a trust or an authorization for entry to living unit form filled out. And so we shut everything down until security is verified, everything, and we just don't turn back on the meal piece of that after it's been shut down. So it's really a protection for the resident assets, so that we don't have people who the resident didn't want authorized handling their affairs and taking advantage of their situation, because there's very different family dynamics all around, and we see it all the time. And I get the argument, well, I don't have a bad family dynamic in my household with my parents, and it's like, well, we don't know that, and because we've seen it both ways, where there is a family member or a friend or something trying to take advantage of a resident after they've passed away. So
that makes sense.
It's more for a protection purpose than it is to cause any heartache on those who are trying to take care of their affairs.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that, because I don't come from a dysfunctional family, thank goodness, but I've seen variations that take my breath away, and so I can see how it could be complicated.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you for that explanation.
Sure, of course.
Well, that's all the questions I have for finance
All
today.
right.
So you better tell us what else is going on in the world of finance.
So the biggest things, just to plug kind of the points that I normally plug. If you have disputes with your bills just went out earlier this week.
Yes.
So go to the originator of that charge. So if it's a general services charge, please contact general services if you think that it was an error. If it's a dining charge, we recommend going to the dining room that originated that charge. So if you have a charge from Woodland Skies that you don't think you should be there, go talk to one of the managers at Woodland Skies, and they can help research that for you. What the finance office can really help with is that monthly service fee and those non-occupancy credits. So if there's something wrong with that, my office is the main point of contact for that. And if you are confused as to who originated the charge, give us a call and we can help forward you on to whoever originated the charge, so that you don't have to go running around campus trying to find out.
Thanks. Yes. Yeah. Any words of wisdom on tax season?
So our finance office
now.
can't get tax advice, but if you do need the 12 months of statements, you can access them through our online bill pay portal.
Right.
So if you've signed up for that, you already have access to it. All 12 months of statements are on there. If you haven't accessed it yet, give us a call and we can help you get access to that, so that you can view them online. So that we're trying to save some paper, so if you don't need to print them out, you can save them all as PDFs on your computer.
Right.
And if you want to print them out, you can print them out yourself through one of our print services.
Good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cody.
You're welcome.
And before you know it, our time is up.
There you go.
Thank you so much. It's good to have you here again.
Thank you.
We'll talk more next month.
Thank you.
You know, when we started, I said that today is Thursday, March 12th. I did get it right eventually. And you know what's special about that day? 108 years ago today, the Girl Scouts of America were founded. I didn't know that. Founded by Juliette Gordon Low. Yes, she organized a Girl Scout troop of 18 girls to meet in Savannah, Georgia. And that was the beginning of it all. Isn't that something?